All right. Next up, we got Hector. Hector is a texture artist from Valencia, Spain. Let's see what's going down. So right off the bat, I'll say straight up, I know this guy wants to be a texture artist. Let's go. You see all those materials? There's materials, man. Materials everywhere. So this is cool. I like this type of stuff. Rust skins. Very, very cool. Skins you made for Rust. It's literally Rust skins. I like it. Feels nice. Yes, sorry. Whoops. Oh no, I have no... Oh, I see. I have no exclamation mark. It's because it's my undo in this tool. Thanks, Curious. Oh, Nathan, buddy. Thanks for follow. On Artstation. The Nissanian. Thanks for the follow. All right. So this looks really cool. I like the detail. The wear fits the style. Like normally I'd be like, oh man, this is like way too worn down and damaged and stuff. But it has the look you're expecting. Sean, thanks for the follow, dude. It has the look that you're expecting. And dude, there's details where you are expecting them. Like this mouth thing is freaking cool. And look at that. Oh man, the spring. It's got a look. It's got a style. So this one's probably, I would say this one's the weakest thing in your portfolio, I think. Just because it doesn't really, like, I wouldn't put this guy in. And this guy I wouldn't have here. This is awesome. And it's probably the best thing in here other than this material. If you're going for a texture artist, like this looks pretty good. Whew. I saved you hours of headache? Dude, awesome. You've never seen Din so stressed? I'm not stressed. Come on, man. Sigh, dude. Thanks, dude. Thanks, man. That tier 1. Yes. I'm stressed out with excitement. You guys are exciting me too much. So I would remove this guy just because... like I know it's from that challenge, right? Or you're just exploring or you're trying some stuff out. You have a store. This is what stressed, drowning coffee looks like. That's just pure excitement, man. Come on. So, remove this guy, and let's look at this cabin. So I think where this one is suffering is I'm having a hard time understanding where the materials are resting. Store is bad. Why the face? Did I make a bad face? I didn't mean a bad face. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. A store. I always find it interesting when people have stores because you never know. You never know what they're. I'm not gonna look at the store, just so you know. Just it's not why we're here. But it's interesting. Everyone can have a store now, you know. Yes, so modeling wise, it's not too bad. It's pretty simplistic when it comes to the shapes and details. The materials are very hard to read. I'm not sure what it's made out of, or like why there are certain details where. You know what I mean? Okay, I don't know what this material is. I think there's stones in there. There's definitely stones on the bottom. And when you have this... This user has no products to sell yet. I guess okay. Maybe you can just get the button by default. This fire isn't really giving any light to the side of the rock here. It's just right now it looks like the initial pass on the scene, right? You get everything in, you know what you're looking for. You got the buildings there, you get the trees in the right spot. You're like, okay, this composition's feeling pretty good. Then it's like, okay, how do I start pushing it? So the geometry of the trees, like the actual trunk and the branches seem quite low. Where the branches break off and become leaves and stuff is is pretty low as well. And then you're also suffering from that issue where there's arguably too many leaves on the texture. Maybe it's not that. Maybe there's not enough branches. So the density of it feels odd. The trees are all of the same height, so they're all relatively the same age. So maybe all the trees were planted at the same time, or you're just not going that much further in the story of all of your props, right? Because like trees and plants are going to have different sizes based on how old they are. For example, the grass is going to be right up on the edge here, and it's probably going to be worn down from the footpath, from people walking around. What that footpath is made out of, I'm not sure, just because of the way the materials are blending. And then you have the flowers that are in the grass. Panko, what's up? How you doing? The flowers that are in the grass texture itself end up looking very noisy, and you're trying to understand what they are initially. Covering this all up with grass is going to be probably the direction to go in. And then increasing the length or lessening the length based on like where things are at. So like if I go and let's do this. So hypotheticals. We're going dark screen. Ready? So on the ground here, let's say, so you've got your path here, and then you've got some rocks here. You're like, cool, happy rocks. And then you need flowers and stuff too, right? So let's get some more rocks here. So the height of the grass is going to depend almost entirely on what happens to the grass. So like I was always talking about protected grass. So around here, this is all going to be protected grass, right? So grass is going to be longer here. Maybe there's going to be some higher variety types of grass. And that's going to be the case all around here, right? Maybe there's going to be a few areas where it's pretty nutritious. So the soil is giving the grass what it needs over here. Or maybe like there's a little dip in the ground, so water tends to pool there, which leads to the grass being longer. When it gets interesting is now you get the shorter grass, right? And that the fall off is pretty real. Get this info in here too. And then you have your default grass, which is, let's see if we can find a color that works. So this is your default grass, all this stuff here, default height, right? This is where when I'm done, I'm like, oh my God, what did I draw? This is terrible. And every once in a while, I can't see who did that. Every once in a while, you'll have little spots where the grass is a little taller, just a little bit, right? But then right on the edge of this path, the pathway is going to break up the grass height quite a bit. Like the grass around this area is basically going to get really short and become sparse because it's getting stepped on all the time. There's just too much traffic around there. The soil is just jacked up from all of the travel. And grass just can't do it. Just can't survive. Now when you think about it, it's kind of like roads, right? If you leave a road alone, what does the grass do? It eats into the side of the road, and it just kind of consumes the road from the sides inward. So it's kind of like eating it, right? So think about that when you're propping stuff on the ground. Man, this coffee is doing wonders for my doodling. DiNusty Bob Ross, oh my God. Season drag, dude, thank you. Thank you for the tier 1. 3 months. Thanks, man. Yeah, and the same approach with the I deleted it all, right? Oh, it's back. Oh my gosh. For flowers, think about flowers as patches. Flowers come in patches. So, oh, we can't use that color. We can't use this color either. No. This one. So flowers will have patches. You know, when flowers bloom, then a little bit of pollen goes over. Maybe it drops over here, and then you get a few little flowers there. So you'll have like a primary colony, and then you'll have a little extra one scattered out a little bit from it with their own little micro colonies. And that'll happen, you know, everywhere. So think about micro colonies with the flowers. If there's no like primary colony, then there won't be flowers there. If this colony gets big enough, maybe some of them scatter over across the way, and you get a few little micro colonies next to the macro colony, the mother colony. All right, I think I probably should move on, but that is my doodles. Is why not to? Is it really that bad, man? Dude, I'm enjoying myself. This is super fun, and I haven't had coffee in a couple of days, so it might be doing it. Don't worry, this cup's almost gone, and then I gotta switch to my water again. Let's look at this material, and then we'll move on here. So this one is looking pretty cool. I would be careful about the elements that flatten out like this. I guess maybe if that's the design. I think our reference is in order to understand, like, oh yeah, these details right here are pretty cool. And the detail in the center is pretty awesome. I can tell that there are shapes, and the way they're blending together, like this point here, looks more like a bug instead of a design. So like where these meet, these should meet. I feel like they should meet anyways. And then where these meet should be similar to this, right? So you get that natural kind of like how stuff comes together. Dude, coffee is amazing, man. Coffee is simply amazing. All right, sick portfolio. Work on your scenes. If you're into texture art, I love a texture artist who uses their textures in a scene. Where's all this coffee coming from? All right, next portfolio. I'll be right back.